Welcome, I'm Charlie from My Messy Fingers. I want to reach out to Scrap and Create and thank them once again for having sent me this beautiful collection by Ciao Bella. It is called Toy Shop. So I made the album. It is 9 by 9 and we have a 1 7/8 inch spine. Now I did use an antique gold to wrap when I made my album, and then I accented it with a dark forest green cardstock so that the paper and the gold cardstock didn't blend in because there's a lot of gold in this collection. So accenting in it green and using green ribbon helped to kind of pull the greens out of the paper collection. On the front here, I did cut this out and pop it up on some foam pop-ups, backing it on some gold cardstock. And then I cut this out of the A4 papers and backed it on cardstock as well and did some pop-ups with it as well. Down here, I've got a lot of ephemera pieces. These are some tickets that came out of the A4 paper. This clown in the box was backed on some gold cardstock and popped up. The teddy bear, these elements here came off there's a big 12 by 12 sheet of cut-aparts. These are all backed on gold cardstock. They are all backed with some foam pop-ups so that there was a little bit of depth on the front. And then I used some gold and red bling that I had to accent the front and give it a bit of a sparkle. On the side, we have all the gems that were sent to me from Scrap and Create. I put them on a chain and I put them here on the spine. This piece of the spine paper is a continuation of what I used on the back. This dark green satin ribbon is about a ½ inch. It's about a ½ inch, just to give you perspective. Okay, so here on the front, the first thing I did was I used one of the cut-aparts. I backed it on some gold cardstock, and then I put it here on the front. I did use a die that I have in my stash, so you can use any die, any punch, or not at all. If you don't use a die and a punch, you can round the corners to give it a softer appeal. So then when you open this up, we've got ourselves a nice pocket here. And you can see that it will hold a fairly large item. And I use some gold bling that I have. You can still put a permanently fixed photo underneath of this and still use the tuck. On this side, we have another tuck. It's a little bit shallower from here to here, but you can still put a decent size permanently fixed photo and use the pocket. And again, here's some gold bling. This is one of the cutout cards. It is magnetized to keep it closed, and you can put photos here. I also put tape here on the edges to create a tuck here on the front of this page. So you have a little bit of things that you can do with it between the tuck and the photos. When you open it up further, here we have a centralized tuck where you can put photos on the top and the bottom, and I use some bling, and then this is one of the cut-aparts. These two images are a part of this sheet. These were the opposing sides, so I cut those and made some photo corners out of them. And both of them have a spot where you've got a tuck. And then we have a large pocket here. This was cut out of the cut-aparts page, and I did pop it up on some foam pop-ups to give it some depth. This is a tuck as well as a pocket. And then here on this page, again, here's my die cut. I cut this so I could accent with the doily. You open this up, and on this page, I just left it alone. More of an accent than it is a functional page. And then when we get inside here, we've got some more tucks, and you can still permanently fix a photo here on this side. And then this is one of the smaller ribbons that I cut and backed on gold cardstock, and it's on a pop-up, so it has a little bit of depth. And then over here on the larger of the two sides, again, we have a nice spot where you can put a permanently fixed photo, utilize the tuck. And again, this is one of the next sizes, actually 3 sizes of these ribbons, and I backed it on some cardstock. Here is the 4th size of the ribbon. I cut it out, backed it on cardstock, and I placed it over the ribbon that's on this big card. And again, I used my die as an accent. So when this flips up, you have a pocket up here that you can put some smaller items in. And then we've got some cut aparts off the fussy cut sheet, and they're backed in gold cardstock. And then here, this opens up upwards, so you can put a photo here and here. And then this is a tuck, and you also have this pocket, and then this came off of the A4 paper. And we have 2 pullouts. I did have paper to cover one side, and here's the other one. These are 8x8s. And then here, the toy shop, I used this sheet that says Christmas Corner, and then the little cutout card that says Toy Shop as my closure. Open this up, and then we've got ourselves a couple of pockets here on the side. These are a little bit shallower, but you can still get a smaller photo in here if you wish. And then I left those alone. They're more of an accent. And then when you get in here, we have a tuck. These 2 pieces are on the same paper. I fussy cut her out, put her on some cardstock, but trimmed her out even so that the cardstock did not show. But I did pop her up so that there was a little bit of elevation height on this page. And then when you open this up, here's another pocket over here. And then we have a larger pocket here, as well as a tuck. And then this came off the fussy cut sheet, and I backed it on some cardstock and glued it in place. Here, opens up in several different directions. So we're going to start with opening it up this way, and up here at the top, we have a belly band, so you can put some items in there, and this is nice and snug, so it will stay put. This came out of the A4 paper. Then when you get down here, let me stop here. This piece, and this piece are all 1 12x12. And I loved each of the images. I did not want to cut into them, so I made some flaps that would allow for the accommodations. So then we have this one here. This one opens up. I'm going to turn this sideways so you can see what I've done here. There is a pocket down here on the bottom. And then this one opens up. And once again, we have another pocket over here. Nice and snug. And then we've got some larger pockets here on the side. Again, the gold bling throughout. And this is off that fussy cut sheet, as well as this one here. And again, we've got another side pocket that you can tuck things in. And then when you open this up, I have taken and cut some diagonal corners for down here, added some bling. And then this is one of the images out of the cut apart page. There's additional image that I cut off. I just wanted to focus on the sweetness of these 2 images. And here's the other one. It's on this side, it's the little boy. I did, like I said, I cut off some of the extra. It was irrelevant for what I wanted to emphasize. And then down here, this will open up, so you've got a photo here, and then these 2 open up, and you've got photo panels here that you can use. So then these close first. This one closes, and then this one closes. Okay, so then on this one, this is what I call one of the short sheets, because across the bottom you have a layer of cutout cards. You have a layer of some of these cards. So that's where this came from. I did fussy cut out this ornament, backed it on some gold cardstock, popped it up, and then I went in and I fussy cut this image out, backed it on gold cardstock, and popped it up as well. Open this up and we have a photo opportunity here, and this is a tuck. You can still get a fairly good size photo up here in this corner. And then over here on this one, we have another tuck. So this one goes up this way. This opens up. It does. Trust me, it's magnet closed. Opens up top to bottom, and you've got some photos here, and you still have room that you can put a decent sized fixed photo down here on the bottom. And then when you open these up, these are some of those large cards that we cut out. And then on the inside, I have created corner tucks. You can still get a fixed photo in here, and here's the other one. And I did fussy cut out some bells, and on both of these bells I did cut off some extra items that I just felt were too intricate, and everything turned out just fine. Then we've got a big pocket down here, and this is a tuck. This is one of the elements off of that A4 paper that I cut out. So then we close all of this up, and then we get to the last one. This is going to open top and bottom. Then we've got some other flaps. I cut this and trimmed it so that the Merry Christmas was the centerpiece, and then off the bottom I kept the pieces together. I just cut the sides off. And then when you open this up in here, we have a nice big pocket up here, and you can still fix a permanent item there. This is more decorative than it is anything, just functional for a place for the top to magnet down and keep it closed. In here, we've got some diagonal pockets. I fussy cut out some of the bows out of the cut apart page on both of these, and you can get a decent size photo, probably not the entire width, but a decent size photo will fit in here. And we did the same over here. And then when you get to the inside here, oh, that's where he went. Cute. I have got a big pocket here. I used one of these out of the A4 paper as a tag. You can still fix some permanent photos here. But there were two cards that were in the A4 paper, and I really liked them, so I cut them out. And I made a little photo booklet out of it. And in the video for this particular signature, I explained how I made this. But you can get 4 decent sized photos on there. And it does stay closed with a magnet. And then over here on both sides, we have some short belly bands that will hold 4 photos. And then you can still get a decent sized photo here in the back. And I use some of the cards front and back to help keep that closed. And then we get over here to the last one, and once again we've got some photo waterfalls here, and you can still get a photo back here. And these snap closed, and then these close, this one closes, and this one closes. So that is my toy shop by Ciao Bella. And again, I want to thank Scrap and Create. Please go onto their website and check them out, and purchase this collection from them if you don't already have it. I will also say that they've got a lot of items on sale, some pretty sweet deals, so take advantage of them while you can. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would do so. And all the materials that it will take to make this album is listed down below in the description field. And I just want to say thank you for following along. I appreciate you, and I hope you'll visit me on the next build. So until then, bye-bye.